It's the way music was meant to be heard.
With vinyl, you have an analog sound, the grooves are wider, and it pronounces everything you're listening to and makes the experience a lot more enjoyable.
At Revolution Records, the revolution is decidedly not digital.
As you compress a file, as it's a digital file, you're squeezing the life out of it.
Jay Handy played the idea of a music shop over in his mind for years before debuting his business in Cape Coral.
I have always wanted to open a record store. It's been a dream of mine for probably 30 years. And here we are, you know, with vinyl coming back and to the forefront, and hopefully I've caught this at the right time.
Consumer data seems to indicate record stores are undergoing a revival. According to Nielsen Music, 2018 year-to-date sales were up nearly 20% over 2017, with the sound of music, vinyl music, hip again with a younger generation.
And that's a bizarre situation that I really can't completely elaborate on. My main customers so far have been probably, you know, in their 22 to 27 years old.
And they're browsing the bins looking for vintage finds.
I had a 15-year-old girl in here the other day who bought some Beach Boys and some Ringo Starr. You know, it was fantastic for me to see that, but a complete surprise.
Now, what's something old that's like the most collectible or most kind of, you think, in demand here?
I have a Kinks album in here, which is just really hard to find in clean condition. I mean, I've got $50 on that, but if you were to go on eBay or Discogs, which is a record selling site, you'd be paying double that easily.
Are you sure you don't want to change that then to $100? As a new crop of listeners discover the store, they're rediscovering the classics.
About 3 months ago, you could find a Queen record anywhere for a reasonable price. And since the movie, now everybody's collecting them like they're gold dust, which is surprising to me because they sold bucket loads when they were out and they're not actually that hard to find.
From pristine new releases to re-releases and well-worn used records, there's something for everyone.
Some collectors are fascinated by matrix numbers, which is the numbers scratched in around the dead wax on the inside by the label.
I wouldn't
it's
even
a
know.
whole thing.
Jay is from the UK, if you haven't guessed.
I have a soft spot for the Beatles. The Stones, not so much. Yeah, it's just not something I grew up listening to.
His personal taste is on display. Is this your kind of homage to the Beatles?
Yes and no. This is actually just stuff that I had, you know, laying around in boxes, hoping one day I would open a store.
Mixed in with British rock is reggae, country, classic, punk, and more, side by side in a musical medley, inviting shoppers to take them for a spin.
You know, when they started buying things, I knew I was doing something right.